5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, 815.
I'm just saying, Tom, if your life flashed before your eyes, it would be like a strobe light because of how much we sleep. I'm Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the 23rd day of August, the year 2025, the latest it has ever been, my friend.
In the history of mankind, if my life flashes before my eyes, doesn't that mean you're dead?
or about
the next thing you see is Jesus, if
or
you're
about,
lucky.
Yeah, or about to die. That's what they say anyway. I don't.
Yeah.
I had an experience recently that felt near death, and I wouldn't say my life flashed before my eyes, but I confessed everything I could possibly think of. I thought I was going.
Oh, that was that call I missed.
I'm so sorry, Tom. Oh gosh.
Okay, so I did have, and not many people can say this probably, I did have an almost should be dead experience with my motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Which was 21 years ago now. And it was boy, I tell you what, it gave me some perspective. It really did. And what I saw flash before my eyes was the tires of the car that hit me.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember? I mean, do you remember pretty much everything about the accident?
Nothing. For 12 hours, I remember nothing.
Oh my!
One of these days, this is a really great story, and it's a great, for lack of a better term, it's a great testimony. I mean, if I'm in a church and I'm giving a testimony, it's a wonderful testimony, but it can also be just a good learning lesson for people. So, but one of these days, I would like to take out some time and just talk about my accident. And because there's a lot of good that came out of it. In fact, there's nothing but good that came out of it. Other than the fact that my arm is, I got a steel plate and all that. No big deal. It's not a big deal. I still play softball. I actually, because of my accident, I could not use my left hand. I could not catch a ball with my left hand, especially if my son is playing shortstop and I'm playing first and he fires that ball. There's no way. So I had to start using my right hand to catch, left hand to throw. I have become more proficient with my left hand. I'm actually now somewhat ambidextrous. I can write left-handed, but not very well. But I can do a lot of things left-handed that I couldn't previously.
There's a lot of brain health attributed to being ambidextrous. If you're a right-handed person and you've never tried brushing your teeth with your left hand, I challenge you to do that once a week. Once a week, and it is so freaky weird. It's so different. It's so different.
Yeah.
But
there's another, there's a lot of things that it is weird. It just feels weird to do with your left hand or your right hand. And here's the thing. The thing is, catching a ball with your left hand, if you're right-handed, that comes natural. Catching a ball with your right hand, if you are right-handed, that took some doing. I'm stabbing at it, and eventually, it didn't take long. I'm fairly athletic, what the heck?
Yeah.
In the back, since no one else will.
Well, this conversation leads me to have to give a shout out to my buddy Dan Kyle. I grew up with a guy named Dan who, for a time, kicked field goals for our high school football team. He's a few years older than me, and we were buddies. We were neighbors. But he taught himself to be able to kick with both legs. So
wow.
if he ever felt, an injury in his right leg, he could still kick field goals with his left leg. And by watching him practice that, and him and I doing that in his backyard, practicing to throw the football left-handed, to kick it left, I think I can attribute to Dan a little bit of my brain power, because I think my brain activity was increased because of the ambidextrous training that we did together.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. I think there's something to that. But like I said, I mean, it's an interesting story. And I actually am in the works of, not really in the works, but telling my story, because it's very, very poignant. There's some very, very interesting lessons that have come out of it. So
Well, we're all glad you survived it, Tom. And we're all glad also that it's time to do a little business. Our current race to 10 has a field goal apiece. We're tied at 3, my friends, 3-3. And our big number of the week this week is an even cool 1 million. It's been a while since we've had a nice even cool 1 million. That's a big number of the week. The answer, is it dictionary or is it doubles? Dictionary or doubles? Put your guess in the comments below. And bragging rights are one of these days. Maybe we can get a t-shirt sponsor and give t-shirts away to people that get the answer right. That would be kind of fun. I don't know.
We used to do that on the radio.
Maybe we'll every month, everyone that gets the answer right, we'll put them in a drawing for some special prize. Lunch with the dudes, maybe. That'd be kind of fun.
I like that.
Lunch
So we're the dudes.
Well, I don't know why that just top of mind.
Okay. No, lunch with the dudes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
The pod guys. Yeah. Anyway,
you got to say dudes and dudettes just in case we have Joanne joining us or Maggie or anybody.
Exactly. Which leads us to, let's bring on our guest, shall we? Our first guest and probably our only guest today has been doing stuff with the Rock River Valley Blood Center now for just over 3 years. Just celebrated her 3rd anniversary with the Rock River Valley Blood Center. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Maggie Anderson. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, we want to learn some stuff about you. And to do that, I'm going to do a little quickie arrangement of the screen. Bump, bump, a bump. Spin, 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 and put you on here. Tell us about...
I'm dizzy now. Do I have to pay for this ride? Here I am, up here, over here, no, over here.
Here's a story of a lovely
Where's Waldo?
lady.
Yeah. There you go.
Tell us about yourself. Where did Maggie Anderson grow up and go to school?
All right. So I grew up out in Belvedere, actually. So
Okay.
I was born in Portland, Oregon, but moved here when I was very young. Grew up going to Belvedere. I went to Belvedere North High School.
Okay.
So I graduated.
So we can't really make fun of a Blue Thunder. I mean, there's, we'd like to make fun of high school mascots, but
Fair enough. Well, our mascot was a horse, and I never quite understood that because it was a horse named Bolt, but we were the Thunder. I never could quite connect it, so it's easy to make fun of.
Thunderbolt.
The Thunderbolt, the horse.
Right. I don't know. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. Lightning bolt or thunderbolt, that is a thing. So
that was the idea, I think, but I don't know. To me, it never connected. Where does the horse come in?
yeah. Okay.
I like Blue Thunder. I like the imagery of a Blue Thunder. So that's cool to me.
Okay, so in the song Queen, thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. So there you go.
Exactly. That's us.
Right. Was that your theme song, Queen?
Should have been. It was more of Thunderstruck was a big one.
Oh, there you go.
It's
Okay, I just became taller. There we go.
Well,
There you
so after high school, where did you go on to college? Did you go on to what? What did you do after high school?
Yeah, so I went to college. I went to the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. So I graduated in 2018 and went down there for 4 years and studied marketing and management. And then I never thought in a million years I'd come back to Rockford, and here I am.
Did you have an idea of where you would like to live after school? Was there a destination in mind anyway?
I wanted to go to Chicago because most of the people who go down to University of Illinois are going back to Chicago. A lot of my friends from college are living in the city, but I was looking for jobs and I just couldn't quite find anything that matched up really well. And then I was actually serving drinks at Montecito Country Club for the summer because I worked there for 6 years every summer when I was in high school and college.
Cool.
And then I stumbled upon the blood center job and thought, okay, I'll apply and see how it goes, and got it. And then I said, I'll do it for a few months and see how it goes. And 3 years later, here I am.
Well, back up just a little bit. Did you ever save anybody's life at the pool at Montecito Country Club?
I did not, and I was very glad that I didn't. Because that's scary. I never want to have to use those skills. But I was a lifeguard instructor for many years, so I certified the lifeguards, and to me that was scarier than being on the stand myself, because if something happened with one of them, it was on me. I was liable because I had certified them. So I remember the year that my last lifeguard that I certified, their certification is good for 2 years. I remember when that ended, and I was like, oh wait, I don't need to worry about it anymore, because it's scary. Wow. It's a big deal.
Well, you were there for 6 years, so you had to have some pretty interesting experiences. Without naming names, can you give any stories about lifeguarding at the Montecito Country Club pool?
Oh gosh, so many stories. It was.
Remember when the waiter fell in with a tray full of drinks? I mean, did something happen?
I did that. I spilled drinks all the time. I was not a good server because I couldn't quite balance it right. So I would
God, that's funny.
The whole tray would flip. So that wasn't great. But
did you have to pay for them?
Huh?
Did they take them out of your check?
Yeah, they should have, because I did it a lot. I only served one summer because it was not for me. But I was lifeguarding for many years before that. And I coached the swim team. We had a youth swim team, ages like 4 to 18. I loved that. Definitely a lot of crazy stuff happened for sure, but it was fun.
Cool. You know, it's funny because Greg and I are both DJs, and I have DJ'd many, many times at Montecito.
It's a great.
And so our paths probably crossed.
Probably, yeah. They have a great like banquet room up there, and they do lots of weddings and events. Mm-hmm.
The only downside to the Montecito Country Club banquet facility is the access to it for people like us with DJ equipment. There's no easy back door to load in and load out. You've got to go through the hallway and everything else, which, you know, trust me, that's a minor inconvenience compared to some of the places I've been to. I DJ'd a party in the suburbs years ago where I had to go up the service elevator and through the kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
Busy kitchen to get all my equipment in to do this wedding. That was a real joy.
Yeah, I had one in Janesville. It was like an old school or an old something office building, whatever. And they didn't have an elevator. At least it wasn't convenient. It was like way on the other side. I had to crank my equipment up about 30 stairs. It's like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me.
Why me?
They have that elevator at Montecito, but it's small and it takes forever to get up. It's a really old.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's like Superman's phone booth.
Yep.
Exactly. So you meet somebody and they say, check out the Rock River Valley Blood Center for a marketing thing.
Through a friend of a friend worked there. Said, oh, well, they have this opening, and I was looking for like marketing jobs, but I really, after going to school, I did not want to, you know, be selling people things they don't need. It felt like it weighed on me. I was like, I love marketing, but I don't want to be like forcing things on people. So I really wanted to do something nonprofit. And so this popped up. I'd never donated blood in my life before, never really even thought about it. But I went ahead and did it. And my first job at the blood center was coordinating the blood drives at all the high schools in the area. So it was a ton of fun. It was like sales, but it wasn't sales, it was blood. So I felt good about it. I enjoyed coming into work. It's just been the greatest job.
That's cool. That's cool. So I totally track with you on this, because I did like sales for a year where it was literally selling stuff. I had to go door to door all over the state of Wisconsin, you know, knocking on doors and doing things. And at the time, you know, it felt like I was offering a decent service. So I didn't feel like I was like, you know, wasting people's time or money, but I was selling something, you know, I was selling. So I've totally tracked with you on that. So getting involved with the blood center and donating blood for the first time, that can you talk about your experience of actually donating blood for the very first time?
You know, it was funny. So I had two coworkers who had been there for a couple of years before I started. And one day we were just having lunch. There's a picnic table back behind our office. We were sitting outside eating lunch, and they're like, hey, do you want to go over and donate blood? And my heart dropped. I was like, I'm not ready. I haven't prepared. And like, yeah, let's go do it right now. Here we go. And so we walked over to our downtown center, and I just donated. And I was like, oh, it's nothing, it's fine. But I was so scared, and I was glad they kind of just dropped it on me like that, or I don't know if I would have psyched myself up for it. So
Okay.
it was no big deal. And my whole life, when I was younger, I had to be like held down by nurses to get flu shots. Like, I hate needles. And now I'm like, oh, it's nothing. I donate whatever. No big deal.
Oh, Tom took a breath and his internet went bye-bye.
I was worried mine would do that today, so I'm glad it's not me.
We've got a fun little hiccup with Tom's Wi-Fi situation at his house. So it's been a little bit tricky off and on over the last few months. I'm tempted to get him the hardwire situation. I've got a hardwire here, but it's plugged in through my outlet.
Oh.
Through the house electrical system. And because I just insisted on having, there you are, buddy. A hardwire to my computer. So Tom's like, I don't know why this is doing this. I don't know why this is doing.
Yeah.
It's just doing it.
It shouldn't be happening. I'm going to call those internet people and yell at them.
Awesome.
Somebody fix Tom's internet. In a nutshell, when you meet people for the first time and they have no clue what the Rock River Valley Blood Center does, what do you tell them? What is your, kind of elevator pitch for the blood center?
My spiel.
Mhm.
So we are the community blood supplier. We supply 14 hospitals in the area with all blood products, so plasma, red blood cells, platelets. And we are the sole supplier to those hospitals. So we collect blood from the community, from voluntary blood donors, and then we treat that blood. We separate it into those components. We make sure, we test it, make sure it's safe and good to go. And then we get it out to whatever hospital needs it at which time. So we are kind of the middleman between blood donors and our local hospitals.
I'm going to bring that list up because I saw it on your website.
There
This might be a bit of an eye opener for some folks who just think that, you service the few hospitals, right in Rockford. No, look at all the 14 area hospitals that are serviced by the Rock River Valley Blood Center.
And if they don't get their blood from us, they don't get their blood. So, and it's something I really never thought about until I started working at the blood center, but there has to be somebody collecting that blood and treating that blood and getting it there. And if we don't have the donors, then the hospitals are just out of luck. Yeah.
Yeah. And we hear about, especially on the radio, Tom and I are frequent listeners of WROK and, on the local radio stations. And we frequently hear, it seems like about, 4 or 5 times a year, the blood center is desperately low on blood. And when we hear that, what does that really mean? What is the call to action that you guys are, without it, we're in big trouble?
Yeah. So we try not to use the, urgent need, desperate need, because unfortunately we say it a lot and it just becomes background noise, I think.
Exactly.
So when we say that, it means we are very, very low. So the one that we usually are running out of when we release those pleas is O negative blood. And that is our universal donor, especially with red blood cells. So if you're in an ambulance or you're in the emergency room and you've lost a lot of blood and they don't have time to figure out your blood type and get you the right type, they're going to give you O negative. And there are very few donors who are O negative. So we really, really struggle to keep those reserves where they need to be. We have a goal every week. We want to collect 800 units of blood to supply the 14 hospitals. And I can tell you this summer, we are not meeting that goal. We have just been below it every single week. And it's really tricky because you can only say urgent need so many times. But it really is. It's an urgent need. People just don't donate blood, it seems, in this community, where only 1.8% of the community donate, and that's lower than the national average. That's lower than anywhere else. So when we say urgent need, we really mean it.
All right, so let me step up on my soapbox for a second here.
All right.
I don't want to create a fight. I don't want to start anything, but it really, really, really bothers me when I see these other places. I'm not going to mention the names, but you know what they are. The phoresis places where you donate. a lot of people are under this misguided impression that these donations that they're giving, they're getting paid for. That's the key. They're getting paid for. They're going to help people. They think they're actually transfusing into people. No, they are not. They are going for testing. They are, they do serve a purpose, whatever. I won't go near them. I will not go near them because it's taking away from the mission that people need this for life-saving purposes, not so that you can get $60 in your pocket or $40 or whatever. And that bothers me to no end. I don't expect you to necessarily respond, but maybe you can respond in a way that helps people understand. Yeah. You're not really donating to people. You're donating to the lab that they use it for testing, and they use it for a lot of other things.
Yes. So I appreciate you bringing that up. When I was working with the high schoolers, especially, they would ask me, like, why aren't you paying us? We can go over here and donate our plasma and get all this money. Why would we give it to you for free? And that's something that people don't really understand. So these plasma centers where you go in and you can make money from your plasma, they are doing good. So that plasma is sent to research facilities, and they use it to develop new vaccines, new medications. And so those donations will save lives, years down the road once they develop these vaccines, these medications, whatever it is. So it is a good thing to do. However, right now, the blood is needed at local hospitals, and that blood, when you give it at those plasma centers, is not going to local hospitals. So then I have this same question: why don't you pay people for it? And legally, it's because we are not allowed to pay people for blood, and it's because things get messy when you start paying people to donate something, because we have all those questions. You guys know. Donate, you have to answer a million questions. Have you been to this place? Have you taken this medication? This and that. And that's because if those questions make it so that our blood is safe when it's going to the hospitals. Of course, we're still testing. We're still making sure that things are safe. But when you start paying people, they start lying about those questions to make sure that they can go through with the donation and make that money. So maybe they have been to some country that has a high malaria risk, but they're not going to tell us that because they want to make sure they get that donation in. So for that reason, we can't pay people like those plasma centers do, because our blood is going directly to patients. It's going directly to hospitals. It's when you donate blood, it's saving people's lives just a few days later.
Well, the idea behind giving blood is you're doing exactly that. You're saving lives. You're doing something out of the goodness of your heart, not because you're being paid. That's like if you were to help some little old lady at the grocery store put her groceries in the thing, and then you run the cart back and she says, "Here, sonny, let me give you $1. If you take that $1, you're a jerk. No, I'm not taking your $1. No, I did this out of the goodness of my heart, not so that I could earn $1. So
exactly. Yep. Yeah. So that's the difference between those plasma centers and a community blood center. There are community blood centers all across the country, and we are the ones who are supplying life-saving blood products. My grandfather a few years ago needed 10 units of blood. He was 92 years old. And that blood did not come from a plasma center. It came from the Rock River Valley Blood Center. It came from your local community supplier. So I really appreciate that question. Thank you for asking, because I love any opportunity to explain why they're different.
Yep.
That's a good explanation. A very, very good explanation. So
not the first time I've given it.
Well, when somebody decides, okay, all right, I'm going to donate for the first time, I'm willing to do this. Are you seeing more people do that at blood drives on the bus, or do they come down to the actual physical location to donate the first time?
You guys are throwing out the good questions. I love it.
I'm just curious about the mindset of people, because that's when I first started donating. One of my big motivations was A, my dad always donated, and B, my wife could no longer donate. So I was basically taking her place, knowing that the need was great. And I've been doing it ever since 10 gallons later, or whatever it is I'm up to now. So
yeah, you're donating all the time. I feel like every other day I see your videos. Oh, I donated. Yeah. So, we see most of our new donors when we go out and do our mobile blood drives, and it's because we're able to meet people where they are. We try to make it as easy and convenient as possible to donate blood. We don't want any barriers in the way. So Most of our new blood donors are actually our high school students when we go out and do our high school blood drives. And honestly, it's probably because they get to skip class for it. But
That's an
What?
acceptable reason.
What?
That's good.
Students skipping class? What?
shocking. But hey, it's a really good reason to skip class. So they you get your free snacks, you get to skip a couple of class periods. They love it. So that is definitely where we most donors. That and when we go out to different businesses, we're just able to make it convenient. People can do it on their lunch break. Lots of places will give you 2 hours off to donate blood. So that is
I give myself 2 hours off to donate blood.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I take
So-
4.
So how does that make you feel, Maggie, adding to the delinquency of a minor? I mean, come on now.
For a good cause. I don't.
Okay, all right, sure.
Well, we've got up on the screen some upcoming blood drives. Monday at the Coyle Kiley Insurance Agency on North Alpine Road, Benny's Corner Market on Tuesday, Durand and Savant Wealth on Wednesday, the Triple L Club and Anytime Fitness on Thursday.
We are all over the place.
A couple of the other Anytime Fitness locations on Friday. So that's
Yeah.
a busy week ahead for
It
blood
is.
drives.
They're doing a little Anytime Fitness kind of matchup to see which location can get the most blood donors. And they've got some fun, we say do it out of the goodness of your heart, and you should, but they have some fun incentives for you too if you go to those ones. They're giving out, I think, discounted memberships and things like that. So lots of blood drives. You probably have seen our buses around town. We got 40-foot long, bright blue and purple buses. So yeah, we are all over the place every single day. We are out and about. We're in Rockford, we're in Freeport, we go up to Wisconsin, we're down in Rochelle. So we try to make it as easy as possible for people to donate blood. So we are all over the place.
The lovely Christy, who happens to teach at Harlem High School, reminds you you get snacks at school and the red cord at graduation that signifies you're a blood donor.
And those cords are so cool too. I remember when I was in high school, I was trying to collect as many as possible. And a lot of the schools will do that, where you get a special cord if you donate, 3 times or 4 times while you're in school. So that's a big motivator for students too. We have some scholarships that we give out for students who coordinate their own blood drives. So we try to incentivize students, especially because the majority of our blood donors are getting older, and we do not have the young people donating like they used to. So we are really trying to get young people, especially, to come back in and donate blood. So yeah, there's our scholarship.
There it is. 2 $1,000 educational scholarships distributed every year. Any student who organizes a blood drive will be qualified to enter.
Yep. And that is very non-competitive. I think this last year we only had like 3 or 4 students in the drawing. So if you organize a blood drive, it's really likely that you're going to be one of those picked. My brother coordinated a blood drive when he was in high school, and he got, I think, 40 people to come in and donate. And he had never given before, but fortunately he didn't win the scholarship. So he wasn't. But yeah,
What a fun incentive.
we really need young people. We need students. The majority of our blood donors are over the age of 60. And while there's no maximum age to donate blood, as people get older, they have health problems. They're on blood thinner medication. So for a lot of reasons, they can't donate. And our demographic, our blood donors are just kind of aging out. So it's getting a little scary. We need young people to come out and donate.
I got to say too, it's can be done so easily because with the online resources, you can fill out the questionnaire before you get there. And once you've done the questionnaire 3 or 4 times, it minor tweaks every now and then. They change a little thing now and then, but it's pretty much the same questions. You know what you're asking, you know what they're asking, and you know what you need to tell them. So you can often get in and out of the blood center in less than 40 minutes, sometimes even about 30.
Yep, for sure. And if we're not busy, we'll get you through there so quick.
Yeah.
We say plan for an hour, but yeah, most of the time you're going to get out quicker than that. It's such an easy way to give back to your community. You don't need to have a lot of money. You don't need to have a ton of time. Everybody has blood, and it's a way we can all give back to each other. So yeah.
Well, I can never make it out in a half an hour because I'll spend about an hour talking to Pam and eating about 14 Oreos and 12 Fig Newtons and whatever.
That's me too.
That too.
Mhm.
That's me too. I'll hang out with Pam. We'll have a little talk, share some stories with each other. And so, yeah, I'm not a popcorn guy. I'll do, I'm a peanut butter, nutter butter,
Mm-hmm.
nutter butter, apple juice,
Mm-hmm.
nutter butter and
Yeah.
apple juice.
I like the apple juice too. I always do an apple juice after I donate blood. And honestly, I don't really like apple juice that much, but there's something about that apple juice after donating. I love it every time.
Well, and in the summertime, you got the slushy machines going.
Well, and you only have, when is Labor Day? Not even a week away? About a
No,
week?
Monday, September 1st. So yeah, it is. It is 9 days away.
Time is flying. So you only have 9 more days to get your slushy for the summer, and then we're putting those away for the winter.
I love the hot dogs.
We should get a hot dog roller in there. Why not?
Yeah.
All right. I do have some AI questions to ask you today. I've been having AI give me some questions to ask our guests.
All right.
So if there isn't anything specific we haven't asked you yet that you wanted to make sure we talk about, I'm going to go to those things. Have we not asked you something that you were really hoping that we would ask you about this?
I have one more thing to say. So I said we needed the O negative blood for sure. Another component of blood that we are always in desperate need of are platelets. And so we are always looking for platelet donors. So I want to throw that out there. If you're a platelet donor, if you've donated platelets in the past, maybe it's been a while, if you've never done it, we need platelets because they are used for traumas and surgeries and accidents, and they're used all the time, and they're flying off our shelves. We cannot get enough platelet donors. So
I'm going to put it out there in the ether now. I'm going to come in. I'm hoping to come in on Monday and
Awesome.
because it's been a while since I've done it. I've been working a lot of jobs. It's just been a very stressful time. But the biggest issue is that for a while there, they couldn't get the blood, and I was doing half, and then the machine would shut down, or they'd have to pull it. So I figured I'd take a little break. But I'm thinking I'm going to come in on Monday. That's
awesome.
So I'm putting it out there. Now you can hold me to it.
Cross for
Will you be working Monday?
I will be, I don't even know. I'll be there Monday. Who's to say where? But yeah, I can pop over. Let me know what time you're coming.
I don't know exactly. Probably late morning, like maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere around in there.
I'll try to pop over. Yeah, because I'm in the office right next to our downtown center there, like across the parking lot. I work
the old building, right?
Yep. I'm down in
Yeah.
the so any excuse to come out and see the sunlight is good for me.
Yeah.
I love the new building.
Working at a blood bank, not seeing sunlight. Are you a Dracula? Are you a vampire?
No, everything
Vampires?
is up here. I don't know.
You're wearing black. Ooh, I don't know.
I've donated a few times at the Perryville location, but I'm normally down at the 6th Street
Longwood, yeah.
Longwood
Our new
location.
center is really nice. That one's only a few years old. I usually donate at the Perryville one, but I've done both. I think they're all great. All of our phlebotomists are really good. They
are.
One thing I like to tell people too is sometimes people have bad experiences when they're at the doctor and they have to do blood tests and they have to draw blood. But our phlebotomists, I think the difference is that they are drawing blood all day, every day, and that is all they're doing. They are so good at it. Like sometimes you don't even feel the needle. So,
and if you ask real nice, a lot of times they'll send you home with your stress ball.
There you go.
And you can have your own little desk stress ball that comes in handy.
So Maggie, you're saying that when the needle goes in, it's not cool to go, ow!
Yeah,
that wouldn't be cool. No.
That would not be cool. LaShawn would not be happy with you.
Oh, she will slap you. Not really. Not really. Oh, I love talking sports with her. She's awesome.
She's awesome.
She's awesome. Time. We are really lucky to have her. And a lot of our phlebotomists have been there 20 plus years. It's just, we have an amazing group of people working there and they are so good at what they do.
All right. Well, I like I said, I asked AI to give me some questions to ask Maggie Anderson, the marketing and recruitment specialist for the Rock River Valley Blood Center. And these are the 3 questions that AI gave for me to ask you. The first one is, what is the most significant challenge you face in your role as marketing and recruitment specialist, and how do you approach overcoming it, especially in a world with so many competing causes and demands on people's time?
That's a good question. And I will say the biggest challenge, like I said earlier, is getting young people to donate blood. So we have been trying any way we can to reach people. And, you know, AI is right. There are so many different competing causes, and there's, oh, donate to this. Oh, help volunteer your time here. So it is really hard to kind of overcome all that noise and get in people's ears and remind people that this is so very important. So we've been trying social media. We try giveaways and little goodies to give out to people. But like I said earlier, our high school blood drives and our blood drives at college campuses, those are the big winners for us. That's where we're bringing in the young people. So, yeah, I would definitely say the biggest challenge that we are facing is getting young people to donate blood, and it's unique to this community. So we do a blood centers conference every year where we meet with other blood centers in the country, and everyone kind of dipped after COVID. COVID was tough for everyone, but all these other blood centers seem to be coming back up, and we are just stagnating. We can't get more people in. So that is definitely the biggest challenge that we're facing is, where are the young people? Where are the donors? So,
well, I got to say, you're doing a great job in your attempts to reach young people. Because I know, Tom, I know the specific day and date that I met Maggie, and it was May the 2nd of this year. Do you know why I know May the 2nd of this year I met Maggie?
Because it was, I don't know why.
Well, I went, do you remember?
I do.
So I go to the blood center to donate on May the 2nd. I just happened to be down there, which was a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And she's in there wearing this getup, and she's preparing to do social media posts to celebrate May the 4th be with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I thought it was going to have something to do with that.
Star Wars. She had a lightsaber, and she was wearing this long cloak thing, and she was doing her best Star Wars characterization, which was, I thought, oh, this is fun. This is great. I wish I had some costume that I could join her in this fun social media post.
It was fun. That was one of the favorite ones that I've done, because I had to stay straight face for it, and I kind of walked through the process holding my lightsaber while I was donating blood. So I'm like, how can we be creative? How can we get people's attention? So that was one of my attempts.
That is so cool. And I have a very interesting tie-in here. That couldn't have worked out any better. But anyway.
The other thing I want to throw out there, and we just announced yesterday that we are now open for teams to sign up for our next masked karaoke trivia contest. And maybe Maggie, this is something maybe that you could do with high schoolers. You could recruit a high school all-star team.
Oh, there you go.
To play our trivia karaoke game on Thursday night, November 13th.
Okay, we have time to recruit them.
We only have room for 12 teams, and you need to sign up quick. So,
okay.
You guys have been part of it, just so you know this. Yeah. You've been part of it already for, we've done it 3 times now, or 2?
This is our 3rd time coming up in November.
This is our 3rd time, right.
So.
I've only been to one of them, but it was so much fun. We had a blast. Like, I love the karaoke and the trivia together. It's just so goofy and fun. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. So yeah.
Trivioke. And for those who are wondering, no, we don't give you trivia questions about karaoke, and you don't have to sing songs that have questions in them. That's not what this is about. Although that would be fun.
What is the capital of Illinois? There you go. That's how you got to do it. Everybody knows it's Chicago.
Obviously.
You need 3 elements to be in this contest. Okay. So just so you know, when you sign up for this contest, there's 3 things that gets your team in. There's a $400 entry fee. Okay. You need to have a business sponsor or partner, and then a local not-for-profit being represented. So those are the 3 aspects that your team needs to be in this competition. When you sign up, you don't need to know who your contestant people will be yet. You don't have to name them yet. You've got time to tell us. In fact, November 5th will be the deadline of when you have to tell us who's playing with you on your team, right? So plenty of time to get your 8 core people together. And I always tell people, for a contest like this, what you're really looking for is 7 smart trivia people and 1 good singer. That's
That's true.
That's what you need to make this happen. And if you get lucky, maybe your singer is also a pretty good trivia player too. But if you have someone who likes to sing but doesn't want to sing alone, get 2 people who want to sing a duet together, right?
Fair.
And we've had whole teams sing during the karaoke. You can do the whole team.
So much fun. Yeah, we brought a good singer when we did it. I don't know, was that last year?
Last October, yep. You had a team back in October of last year.
And we had a great singer. She was awesome. We're like, okay, go.
Go win us some money.
We had a $1,000 prize winner, grand prize winner last October. That team won $1,000 for the Rockford Rescue Mission. When we did this again in April, the winning team won $2,000 grand prize for Rock House Kids. And this time around, we have upped the ante again. We have a $5,000 grand prize, courtesy of Medicare 411 and our friends over there at Medicare 411. Tracy Fultz has been an awesome supporter of this event from the beginning, and we're so thankful for her. We also have 2 $1,000 prizes to give away at this event. So the team that scores the most on the trivia that does not win the grand prize will win $1,000 for their not-for-profit. And the winning karaoke singer who scores the most with our celebrity judges that doesn't win the grand prize will also win $1,000 for their chosen not-for-profit.
Wow.
So 3 big prizes this time, and we're really, really excited.
That is so cool. Oh, I got to get a team together.
Get a team together quick, because we already have half the spots already filled up. We only have 12 teams available.
Well, may I make a suggestion? What I always do with my trivia events is I always grandfather in teams that have already been in. So that this team,
Tom,
yeah,
we did that, and so far 6 have signed up out of the 12 spots that are open.
Okay,
So
all right.
they were told they had a week to respond, and now we're moving on to find other teams. So
okay, all right.
trust me, dude. That's what I thought. I thought we might get more than 6, but I'm happy with the 6 that have already signed up.
Mm-hmm.
But so, people shift in their organizations, and sometimes, people are no longer with organizations. So if the person that organized the team last year is no longer with that organization, where did that email go? Oh, I don't know.
Or they've got, oh no, we've got the 13th. That's the night we're doing this. We got our group get together or something. Yeah,
right.
No, I get you.
Calendars change. So the deadline is out there. Well, now the sign up is open. You just need to let us know who would be organizing this for you, and we'll get you your information to sign up for the next Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest at Tabala Event Center, November 13th. We're also going to have an opportunity to buy tickets to be in the audience and possibly win prizes as part of our audience, playing a little game we're going to call Triv or Care. Not Truth or Dare, Triv or Care. You can figure out what that means. All right. All right. AI question number 2, beyond traditional blood drives, what are some of the most innovative or creative marketing and recruitment campaigns the Rock River Valley Blood Center has implemented that you're particularly proud of? Anything that you've done outside of blood drives that has been a good, successful thing for you guys?
Most of what we do are the blood drives.
Right.
The thing I'm thinking of is a blood drive, but it's a creative blood drive. You probably have heard we've been doing our Bleed for Weed blood drives.
Yeah.
And those have been incredibly successful. So we've partnered with dispensaries in the area, and they've given out, discounts or free products to people who donate blood. So that's a big one, and that has gotten us so much coverage nationally. We've had radio stations in New York talking about us, and California and all over the place. So I would say that's our innovation for sure.
Okay.
Okay. I got to ask a question here. Bleed for
Right.
weed. Wow, I did not see that coming. So you can give if you're full of dope or what?
You can't be under the influence of anything when you're
Okay.
have to be, of sound mind. You have to be sober for sure.
Yeah.
But if it's in your system, it's not. It doesn't translate in your transfusion in a way that would harm hospital patients. So we've had doctors. We've looked at it. They've done studies and studies and studies. It does not impact the safety of the blood. And also, even if we aren't doing these blood drives, we know that's going on anyway. So, especially
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
it's legal. So, it's legal. It's regulated at the dispensary, so that's good. But yeah,
Yeah.
we've had doctors who have done studies and looked into it, and yeah, it's not impacting the safety of blood for patients in the hospitals. As long as you got to be sober when you're donating.
So I'd be a little curious though when somebody gets a transfusion and they're like, "Can I have some Twinkies, please?" That might be a little red flag there. Wow. I'm sorry, that one caught me off guard.
Sorry.
Wow. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. It's all about getting the blood.
That's right.
I'm on
That's
board
right.
fully.
We get lots of pushback on that. But the fact of the matter is, we wouldn't have to be doing creative, crazy things like that if people would just come out and donate out of the goodness of your heart, like you guys said earlier. But unfortunately, we've kind of gotten to a point where people expect to get something. It's a kind of what's in it for me kind of thing. So a lot of our blood drives, we're trying to give little incentives. We do t-shirts, we try to do coupons and giveaways. We're really trying anything to incentivize people to come on in and donate, because just the need is so great and the supply is so low.
Yeah.
Well, question number 3 from our AI questions of the week here this week. Looking ahead, what emerging trends or technologies in marketing and community engagement do you believe will be most crucial for the Rock River Valley Blood Center to adopt in order to continue meeting the region's blood supply needs? You mentioned you go to these conferences and stuff like that. I imagine every year someone, comes up with something, and I wouldn't be shocked if next year they want to put you on stage and talk about your Bleed for Weed promotion. Has there been anything like that else that you were like, I wonder if that's worth trying, or somebody tried that and that was a bad idea? We definitely don't want to do that.
That is a good question. At this point, we've kind of tried everything.
Mhm.
But yes, those conferences, especially, you get some really cool perspectives. There are some blood centers that are they are a lot bigger than us, and they can give out like a t-shirt for every single time you donate. You get a t-shirt. Unfortunately, we don't have the money for that, so we're not quite at that level. One thing that works really well that we really like is our Battle of the Badges blood drive. So we just did that in Rockford, where we have the fire department and the police department face off, and people can come in and donate. And when they donate, you get to vote for fire or police. That's one that really, really works out well. We had so many, I can't remember the number right now. It's too early in the morning, but we had hundreds of donors for that 1 week in July when we did that. I would say the big thing that we're trying to do is our social media, and once again, reaching young people, reaching this next generation of blood donors. So that's something that we for sure need to figure out and develop and work on, because I think that's the way the world is going, and that's how we're going to reach these young people. So sorry.
Well, I was gonna say we're brainstorming type people. We love to brainstorm stuff. So you've done the Battle of the Badges, you've done the Battle of the Schools.
Yep.
Maybe a battle of the businesses or something like that. Yep. Like around March Madness time, we could do like brackets of like 16 businesses and see who ends up number 1.
I like that idea.
I don't know, maybe because that could be something that could actually extend over a few months. This business beat that business with the most donations this month.
I like that. I like the big bracket somewhere on the wall.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful idea. I've got one as well. Bears versus Packers.
Ooh.
You have people come in and say, "Are you donating for the Packers, for the Bears, whatever?" And the winner gets a gift certificate or something like that. If like we've had 4,516 Packer ones and like 37 Bear ones. Right. So then the Packers would win.
Go Pack, go! I like that.
Pack, go.
Packers, Bears, Cubs, Brewers, White Sox. Just throw all the teams in the hat there and say,
No minor league teams. White Sox.
No minor league teams. No. They kind of deserve that.
Ouch. Wow.
Up until a few months ago, they definitely deserve that. They're turning things around, I think, finally.
Yeah, they are. They're actually. I'm kidding. I don't hate the White Sox. I'm just. It was just You set it up for me. Come on now.
Oh, well, this is a good transition to my other question to AI, which is to give me 3 fun or odd questions to ask Maggie to wrap up our interview. So let's see how AI did with the funny or odd questions this week. If the Rock River Valley Blood Center had its own mascot, what would it be and what would its name be?
You know what's funny? We do have a mascot.
You
We
do.
have like a costume, and it's I will not wear it because it is so old and it's kind of
Smelly.
but it's a big vampire head with like a cloak. So it's a vampire. I don't know if he has a name though.
Well, I was thinking of Beulah Blood, right?
Oh yeah, we have Beulah Blood. Yep.
How about Vinny the vampire?
I like Vinny.
He could be Vincent the vampire.
It's got to be something Rockford related, though. You know,
right.
The vein 815 or something.
Vein what? Yeah.
The 815 vein drain. I don't know.
81 Drive. No, I don't know.
There's our.
You called the 81 Drive for blood.
Oh yeah. And there's our congratulations to Maggie for being named from the Rockford Chamber of Commerce on the 40 under 40 list for her incredible dedication and impact in our community. There's a banquet thing or a get together for that in September, right?
Yeah. That was
so cool.
Yeah, that was so fun. My bosses nominated me for that, and they tricked me into sending over my CV and all this other stuff. And then I was like, oh, that's what you people were doing behind my back.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Well, for the record, you don't look a day over 38. I'm kidding. I know based on, no. I know based on when you graduated, how old you are.
All right. We got 2 more funny or odd questions before we get to Tom's trivia challenge for the week. Question number 2 in the funny or odd questions. What's the strangest or most surprising reason someone has ever told you for why they decided to donate blood?
Oh.
Have you ever had someone tell you a story of why they decided to donate blood and it seemed a little odd or strange or funny or surprising?
For a bag of weed, duh. I mean, come on.
You know, to get out, the bleed for weed, to get out of class at the schools, that's pretty much the biggest one. I'm trying to think if I've heard anything wacky. Usually it's because somebody in their life needed blood. So, I mean, that's why I started donating, was when my grandpa needed blood. Most of the time it's, my son needed blood. I talked to this woman the other day who was just so wonderful. Her son, when he was 3 years old, almost died, and blood transfusion saved his life. And ever since then, she has been religious about, as soon as I'm eligible, I come in and donate blood. So that's usually how it goes, is people don't really think about it till it impacts them personally. But yeah, bleed for weed is probably the craziest one.
For the females out there who are really passionate about blood donation, you could basically tell your boyfriend the next date ain't happening until you give blood. I'm just,
wow.
Just throwing that out there as a suggestion, maybe. All right.
Dang.
Question number 3. I said date, Tom. I said date. Beyond the obvious need for blood, what is a fun little known fact about blood donation or the Rock River Valley Blood Center that you think more people should know? Is there something, maybe a behind the scenes type of a thing that maybe people don't know? We already talked about LaShawn a little bit and Pam, the people that we like hanging out with when we go and donate. Pam is a little known fact right there. Just hanging in the cantina with Pam, chatting with her.
Sometimes I'll just walk over there when I need a break from work and I'll sit down and be like, Pam, what's going on? What stories do you have for me? She's fantastic. Little known fact. I would just say something that people don't think about with blood donation is all the behind the scenes work that goes into, after we draw that blood, there's so much work before that blood can become transfusible and can go to a hospital. There is testing. We literally fly blood every single night on a plane down to Georgia to our testing facility, where we do 14 different infectious disease testing. You have to separate that blood into the platelets and the plasma and the red blood cells. So there's processes that are behind the scenes that I think people don't realize. It's not just like, oh, we take it from your arm, we send it to the hospital, it's over. There is so much work that goes into making that blood safe and ready to go for somebody in the hospital.
Nice. Nice.
Thanks. Like,
Well, that's true. And that is something that, people probably misunderstand. They donate the blood. They think it goes right over to the hospital and gets used the next day or the next week, and that's not the case. There's stuff that happens with that blood to make sure it's safe and ready to go. So it's a lot more than that. So, all right. Well, I think you passed the test here of all of our questions, and it's time to do a little bit of something we call Tom's Trivia. All right, let's shuffle around. So Tom's in the center screen, ready to tell us about his trivia questions of the week.
All right, before I do it, Maggie, I have to say one thing. I love your honest approach to all of this. You've answered every question, and you answered them honestly. Thoughtful and complete answers. I am so impressed. Impressed. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Greg, you're giving me a headache here, dude.
I'm sorry. I want to get the logo on the screen.
Okay.
There we go. I want to get the logo on the screen, and I want to get our QR code on the screen because, again, the next Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest is coming up, and there's that QR code right up in the corner. Can I point to it? Right there. That's going to take you to the website that's going to give you more information about the November 13th $5,000 grand prize Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest. Right
there. If I keep going, I will eventually hit it. Will I go into your screen? No. Oh, hey, it worked. It worked. My finger got smaller. Anyway. All right. Maggie, are you ready? Dun, 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 dun.
Bring it on.
I'm going to give you the categories first, only because I wrote them down. Presidents, celebrities, colors. Well, actually, it's board games is what it is. I forgot to write that one down. So, board games. Board, B-O-A-R-D, not B-O-R-E-D.
You're so bored. You're so boring.
I know. Once again, start at the top. Presidents, board games, celebrities, world capitals, Star Wars, sports and leisure, and the Rock River Valley Blood Center. That should be the easiest one.
That one I should be fine. Everything else, I'm not.
That's the softball one right there. So anyway. Why do they call it a softball? I've been hit with one of these several times.
Well,
they're not soft.
Slow pitch. I'll tell the slow pitch. I'm not a fast pitch guy. No, thank you.
Yeah, well, you can get hit by a fast softball coming back at you. But anyway, all right, here we go. Multiple choice on this one. How many U.S. presidents have died in office as a result of an assassin's bullet? Ooh. Is it 4 or is it 6? 4 or 6. Once again, how many U.S. presidents have died in office as a result of an assassin's bullet? 4 or 6?
I want to say 4.
I don't think it's 6. Yeah, so I'm thinking 4.
I want to say 4.
All right, so 9 have died in office, 4 at the hands of an assassin's bullet. They are McKinley, Garfield, Lincoln, and JFK.
Yep. All right.
There you go.
6 seemed like 2.
Want to know out of the box.
There's been at least 6 that have been shot. Reagan got shot and survived.
Yep. And Trump, but he wasn't in office. But
wasn't in office. Yeah.
Ford got shot at, and there's been actually, I think, one other one that was attempted, but it wasn't. I don't remember. But anyway, yeah. And then of course you had FDR dying in office. Woodrow Wilson. I think he did. Anyway. All right. Question number 2. What color are the $1 bills on a Monopoly board?
Oh my gosh. Right over there, but I can't see inside.
I'm leaning toward white. I think the $1 are white and all the other ones have different colors.
I want to say I'm going to guess pink, but I'm not confident.
All right. So you guys have to figure out between the two. I will tell you one of you is correct.
I'll go with white.
I think the pink is like a 100 or 500 bill.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played. Let's go with white.
White is $1 bill.
Ooh,
Yep.
okay.
$20 bill is blue. $10 bill is a yellow. Pink, I believe, is the 5. The 50 is, I don't remember.
Is that
The
the green
500
one?
is orange, and the 100 is yellow. I know that.
All right. That's 2.
All right. That is 2. All right. So celebrities. More to the point, celebrity marriages or divorces or whatever you want to call it. Ryan Reynolds is currently married to Blake Lively. Who was his first wife?
I have no idea.
Ryan Reynolds' first wife. Ryan Reynolds' first wife.
That's all.
Another actress, I'm assuming. Otherwise, we wouldn't even know, right?
Must be some.
Well, yeah, it wasn't like Jill Smith from high school. No.
What's your favorite actress that is roughly Ryan Reynolds' name or age?
I so bad at celebrities. I like see their faces. I never remember any of their names. I couldn't even throw out a guess right now.
All right, if I give you a hint, I have to take a half point off.
If you can at least give us 2 choices, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Nope. No, I can't give you 2 choices because you would probably get it.
Okay.
Well, I could give you 2 choices, but I'd have to come up with the second choice. Start the Jeopardy theme now. Da, 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 da. Anyway.
I just don't, I just don't have top of mind.
All right. I'm going to give you 2 choices. Still going to take away a half point. I wanted to give you my hint. Let me give you a hint instead.
Give it a hint.
If you think of the movie The Lion King, who was the bad guy?
Mufasa.
Mufasa?
No, I don't. Well, he might have been with the other one. Well, who?
Scar.
Oh,
Scarlett Johansson.
Yes, Scarlett Johansson.
Oh.
All right, half point.
I thank you for the half point. That's
All right. All right, number 4, world capitals. The capital of India currently is the capital of India was Bombay until 1995. Then this became the capital, and it's the current capital today. What is it?
I was gonna say Bombay. I feel dumb.
No, don't ever feel dumb. Don't ever feel dumb because you knew that part of it, but in 1995 they changed it to this. What is it now?
India. I'm at a loss.
I don't know.
Think of an English mom.
Mumbai.
Yes, you got it. Now you don't feel dumb, do you?
Let's take a half point on Mumbai. How about that?
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten.
All right.
Learned something.
Very good, though. Very good. All right, number 5, Star Wars. Okay, Maggie, this is you. It's all about you. All right, because you were wearing your Luke Skywalker getup with the little lightsaber.
Right, I should know this. Let's see.
By the way, I've never seen one Star Wars movie. Never.
What?
Now it's a thing.
He's not kidding.
I'm not kidding. That's my thing.
No,
all right, what's that?
My dad forced me to watch those movies when I was little.
My daughter, bless her heart, she's the sweetest thing in the world. We were going to do a 24-hour movie marathon, just her and I. Aww. And we maybe got through a couple of them, and it came time to Lord of the Rings, which I despise. I can't stand those kinds of movies. I fell asleep 10 minutes in. Oh, she was mad. She was mad. Anyway, all right. In the Star Wars franchise, which hand did Luke lose in The Empire Strikes Back? You've got 2 options, right or left.
Left.
Do you agree or disagree?
I want to put the video on here to see if anything changes with the.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
There she was.
Well, I know you're looking for the right answer here, so.
I want to say left.
Boom, boom. He's reaching, and he clutches his right arm with his left hand. His right hand got cut off.
Is that your final answer?
Right? He clutches
I
his
do it like Reeves.
right
Is
arm.
that your final answer?
I like it. Yeah, I
So-
trust Greg.
Okay, well, there's your first mistake there. But yeah, in this case, yes, you're good. You're good. Right-handed.
Good
Right
call.
hand.
And then he gets the super bionic hand, and it's better than ever.
He's like, hoo, 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 hoo. Oh no, what happened? There you go. That's my impression. Sign me up at Starlight. All right, sports and leisure. This one will be easier than you think. I don't call this a sport, but I guess it is. It's more leisure. But anyway, in the game of badminton, what is the official name of the little birdie they hit over the net?
Oh, the shuttlecock.
Yes.
Bingo.
Shuttlecock. Yep.
Bingo.
Yep. Yep. All right, Mags. Does anybody ever call you Mags?
Yep. Yep.
That's my cousin's daughter's name is Maggie Rose, and everybody calls her Mags.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I get lots of nicknames because my real name is, my legal name is Margaret, so I get all sorts. I get Marge. I don't know.
You can't be Marge until you're over 50, I think.
That's right.
I think that's a law somewhere.
Homer, my name is Marge. Don't you forget it.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty good.
All right, so final question. All right, Maggie, you are up. You are up, girl. You are up. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. When did the Rock River Blood Center open up for business in Rockford?
1952.
You know what? I had 3 options. That wasn't one of them. No, I'm kidding. I had 52, 62, and 72. And you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. Didn't even need the option. Okay, so technically, you missed. You got 2 hints on them. I have to give you 6 points.
2 half points.
Yeah.
We'll take those 2 half points.
Yeah. 6 points. 6 and 1. That's pretty
Good
good.
job.
Very good, especially since there was only 2 of you. So,
Yeah.
as I like to say in trivia, with about 6 hands tied behind your back, because you were missing 3 players. Normally, there's like 4 or 5 on the panel up here. Or 3
Oh.
at least.
See,
Yeah.
we use trivia as transition between guests when we have more than one guest. So
do.
sometimes there's been a couple times when we've had 4 people besides me playing trivia. And in fact, one time we had, I think, four people on one screen and 2 other people playing at the same time. There was like 7 of us. You would have thought we would have got the most points that time, but we didn't. So
Conflicting opinions, right?
yeah.
Sometimes, the funny thing about trivia, and I can't impress upon people enough with this, is that if you have too many people, you may say, like you said, 1952, but what if somebody says, no, I was born in 58, and I remember my dad going there in 64 because it had just opened, because I went there and got cookies. That's the kind of stuff that is death to a trivia team.
Throws you right off.
I always tell people, know that you know, and be confident in your answer. And don't let some Yahoo over there talk you out of what you already know. And that's the biggest problem with trivia. So
For sure.
Well, I'm gonna do one thing to see if we can embarrass you before we let you go. And I'm of the opinion that you are a former cheer person at high school. And I bet there's a Belvedere North cheer every so often that comes back into your head that you just can't stop, because I was in high school band. Okay. So there's a song that we played at all the basketball games that often pops into my head, and I can't help but sing it. And thankfully it's motivational and I love it. And every time it does, I remember myself playing the trumpet to that song. Is there a cheer that cheers you up or motivates you once in a while that you're happy is still stuck in your head from Belvedere North days of
So I was
hit them high, hit them low, hit them where their oranges grow.
no,
That wouldn't be it, right?
I was on the pom-poms team, so it's close enough. And our school song, and I coached the Belvedere North Poms team for last year and the year before. It's the school song, and all the movements too. We are the thunder, come see us fight. I'm not a singer, but
I'm inspired now.
I'm glad you got that part.
I just love the cheerleader movements, and everybody knows exactly. Come see us fight. And you have to spell out blue, so it's
B-L-U, and then this is E for some reason. So it's B-L-U-E. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
B. Well, that's a D. That's a D. Okay,
What?
there we go. I don't know my alphabet yet. I haven't learned it.
Depends on where you're standing.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, that's pretty good. Now spell out thunder.
Nah.
That's cool.
Well,
By the way,
Maggie,
did we
yep.
get clarification on why it's the bolt, thunderbolt? Does that make sense now or not?
It kind of makes sense, but why is it a horse? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Somebody can educate us on that at some point. Let us know. Send us a comment in the chat. Maybe someone watching this on Spotify later will know the answer.
It could have been a kite with Ben Franklin, you know, a guy dressed as Ben Franklin with a key on the end of it.
Well, Maggie, Margaret, we're so glad you had a chance to join us today, and we hope we get a team together for our Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest. We'd love to have you there.
I'm going for the $5,000, so that's awesome.
That's right.
All right. All right. And I guarantee you the questions will be a lot like what you had today.
All right.
If people want to donate, again, we got in the chat the link to the website. It's easy to go to rrvbc.org and check out all the things there. Please donate. If you've never donated before, please try it at least once. Give it a shot. See if it's something that you can handle doing. And even if you can't do it every 8 weeks, maybe you can do it every 14 weeks or every twice a year even would be better than none at all.
If every person if every person tried to donate blood, we would never have a blood shortage. So get out there and give it a try. If it's not for you, that's fine. But if I can donate blood, I feel like anybody can.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's good advice. I like that.
Well, you have a great rest of your weekend, and thanks for coming on with us today.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye, Maggie.
You too. Bye.
All right, time to take care of business.
She was an absolutely amazing guest.
That was awesome. That was great.
That was phenomenal. That was absolutely awesome.
Our tie score of 3-3 in our current race to 10, and our big number of the week. This week is a cool even 1 million is the answer, dictionary or doubles. And Tom gave me his guess. So
So before you do it, I want to justify. I want to actually figure out what I don't know.
Okay.
Here's my thought process. I'm thinking after I sent it in, I thought, you know what? Doubles. I'm wondering if maybe somebody the other day didn't hit the 1 millionth double in Major League Baseball.
Ooh.
The other one.
Do you want to change your guess?
No. I don't know. Do I?
I'm giving you the option because you texted me your guess, and
I did. Well, no. I'll stick with what I got. I'm not liking it now. But the other thing I thought was maybe in the dictionary part. Well, see, if you're saying you want to change your guess, I'm going, oh, yeah, sure. And then it turns out to be dictionary. I'd be really mad at you. I'd come over and let the air out of your tires. I wouldn't really, but now you're going to go out there and have a flat.
You know how it is every year with the dictionary. They put in new words, right?
And I thought maybe they've had 1 million new words, and now they had the millionth word or whatever. That's why I went dictionary.
Here are some of the new words added to the Cambridge Dictionary this year. Skibbity. Have you heard any of the kids say skibbity?
Yeah, skibbity is. I think it's like it's really cool, or it's happening, or something.
It's a nonsense word, YouTube sensation defined as possibly meaning good, bad, cool, weird, or nothing at all. It's just a gibberish. It's just something to say. I
love their peanut butter, by the way.
I might suggest using that instead of a curse word. You know, if you need to swear, just say skibbity. That won't offend anybody. Just throwing it out there.
It'll just make people roll their eyes at you. That might be worse.
They added the word broligarchy. Any idea what the word broligarchy means?
Oh God, I could two guys that are in charge of everything, and they're like dictators over everybody. I don't know.
Described as the cabal of powerful big tech leading men
Right. Okay.
like Elon Musk and all those guys.
Okay.
Delulu, inspo, and work spouse, other words that have been added to the Cambridge Dictionary. They're adding 6,212 new words this year alone. That's insane to me. That's just insane to me. I'm going to take
My answer is yes. I wanted to change my answer.
the answer is doubles. Mixed doubles tournament at this year's US Open has increased the prize money because they want to get more of the stars playing in the mixed doubles tournament. It used to be $200,000. Now it's $1 million.
I was thinking tennis doubles when I thought that originally. I thought, well, there's mixed doubles, and I should have made the connection because I know the mixed doubles is coming up because Venus Williams is playing in the mixed doubles, and that was the one that she wanted to win. She hadn't won before, I believe. So okay.
It's a great idea because, you know, they want to get more people watching the mixed doubles portion of the US Open tournament, and they've reduced the field from 32 pairs down to 16. They've also made the sets the first to win 4 games instead of 6.
Oh, okay.
Shorter games, fewer teams. They're doing the tournament now before the singles championship as opposed to during the singles championship. So that gives these players who have made it that far in the singles tournament, gives them a little breather before they have to play a singles final if they're in both. The changes have appeared to get the desired effect. Superstars like Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic have decided to play in the mixed doubles tournament for the very first time. Emma Raducanu, Iga Swiatek, a bunch of names I can't say, but they're the big stars of the current tennis world. And
you may have just sworn in a foreign language.
I'm quite certain that I did, and I apologize to all those who I just offended. I can't say as I watch much of the tennis tournaments anymore. I used to watch Wimbledon all the time. Tried to watch the semifinals and finals every year. It's to bring people back. I see professional sports seeing what the Savannah Bananas are doing and saying, we got to make sports more fan friendly. We got to make games more interesting while they're being played and not as long if they're too long. I love it. I think it's great.
If they're too long?
Like some sports, baseball had just gotten to the point where you don't need to play baseball for 4 or 4.5 hours.
No, I'll give you that. I want baseball to be a little less, but football, I want my football games to be 3.5 hours.
And they usually are. They're usually right around.
I love football. I want them to be 3.5 hours.
But if there was, if there wasn't a play clock, or the play clock was longer and games took 4.5 to 5 hours every single time, it would lose some fans. I mean, I want to see the action of the football game, not the standing around waiting for the next play.
The thing that always confuses me, and I understand why. You got a 40-second play clock in football. Okay, fine. And the idea is to speed the game up. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a flag and go, delay of game for, whatever, delay of game. That's what it is. Delay of game on the offense. It's 5-yard penalty, still second down. All right, well, you just delayed the game for 30 to 40 seconds, Well,
yeah.
I mean, I get it. I understand. So if you're looking for a timeout, and you've got first down, but you have no timeouts, all you got to do is just delay the game. Take the 5-yard penalty because it doesn't matter. You're already in field goal range. Why not do it? Now you just got a 1-minute timeout, So,
the 5-yard penalty, it's not such a harsh penalty that you could use it strategically. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people do that. A lot of teams do that. If you're on the 3-yard line and this team is known for the goal line stands, you may want to go back to the 8-yard line so you got more room for your receivers to run to get a touchdown. And there's a lot of different things. But I think what they're doing is they're overkilling baseball, overkilling football. I think after 100 and 5 years or whatever it's been for the NFL, 106, 100, yeah, something like that. They finally got the overtime right. They're going to now do overtime where you both teams get to possess
Each
it.
team
This
gets
idea that
possession.
you get a touchdown and that's the game was just dumb.
No,
Just dumb.
yeah, and that's where like even the college way of doing it is pretty exciting. You know, it's pretty fun.
I like the way the college does it, except in 7 overtimes, so and so beat so and so. That's dumb.
Some of them get
Why-
crazy long.
Why
Yeah,
not just call it 1 overtime? In overtime, Texas A&M beat Texas, 42 to. Of course, it's funny because the game's 28-28, or it's 17-17, and then all of a sudden the final score is 49-47.
right.
Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, and that's called crazy. Oh, everyone scored in overtime again and again and again.
So here's what I'm proposing for the NFL. You adopt the same rules as college in terms of 25-yard line. You got 4 downs. You can get 1 first down. If you score, great. They have a chance to match. If they match, then you do it 1 more time. After the second time, neither team scored or you both got a field goal. Now you're still tied. Here's what you do now. You bring out your kicker. You start 30-yard line, 30-yard field goal. You both make it. Now you go to the 35. Up 35. You both make it. Now you go to the 40. Oh, my God, he doinked it. Then your guy doinks it. Well, now you're going to stay at the 40 until someone makes it. He makes it. The next guy makes it. You go to the 45. This guy makes it. This guy misses. All game. It'll take about 10 minutes, and you're not killing each other at the line anymore because these guys are exhausted after 3 hours. I know what it's like to play a football game and be absolutely exhausted at the very, very end of a game. It's just crazy. If they want safety and this and that, then do it that way. And it would be a lot more excitement, and it would cause teams to go out and get a kicker that can absolutely boot the ball. And you could have him as your punter. You could have the hybrid kicker punter guy that can do kickoffs. And because now kickoffs are different. Now, if you get in the
You got to be accurate now. Yeah, sweet spot.
Well, you get in the 20-yard line to the goal line, then they have to return it. If you hit before the 20-yard line, if the ball hits before that, it's automatically to the 40-yard line. But if you hit it into the end zone, it's automatically to the 35-yard line. So hitting that sweet spot is what you want to do. Gone are the days of kicking it out of the end zone so they get it on the 25, because that's what it was. And I thought that was a pretty good idea right there. So,
and your idea for this overtime isn't completely different than the way the soccer does a shootout at the end of a
Roger,
game.
call me. Call me Roger Goodell. I wish he would. I wish he would call me and say, come to New York and I'm going to sit down with you and I want you to tell me what you think. There's a lot of things I would change in football. First and foremost, the other thing I would change is well, I don't know how to say this, but the penalty that happens on that side of the field, some guy, they're embattled and all that, and he grabs his jersey, but the play took place over here 50 yards away because a football field is 53 yards wide. In 45 yards away over here.
Yeah. Unless it's unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah. Of course. He grabs his face mask or something like that. But when it's something like kind of incidental holding, if it's anything that could injure or that was done for purposes of, I say lax up on it. It's almost like a don't ask, don't tell. Almost like a we're going to decriminalize it. We're not going to legalize it. We're going to decriminalize it.
Right.
Anyway, there are a lot of things they could do, and the other thing too is hold refs a little more accountable. We all remember that New Orleans Saints, the LA Rams game. In fact, it was the year that the Rams went on to the Super Bowl and lost 13-3. Most boring Super Bowl ever. They lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots. Tom Brady's last Super Bowl win as a Patriot. Yeah. And that was when that guy got absolutely blasted at the corner of the end zone. They didn't call it. They didn't even have an explanation like, well, his foot was out of bounds, so therefore. No, he's waiting for the ball, and he gets blasted, and they didn't call it. Worst call ever in the history of the NFL.
How do you miss that? That's what we're asking.
Yeah, exactly. Last year, you remember, well, first and foremost, 2 years ago, when Dallas and Detroit were playing, and Dallas got that absolute gift when Brad Allen, the worst ref in all of the NFL, he got sanctioned because of this. Remember when Dan Skipper goes out and he says, "Hey, I'm reporting as a lineman, as an eligible lineman,
eligible receiver." Yep.
Eligible receiver is what I meant. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they said, "Nope, the guy that caught the ball was not eligible." And it wasn't Dan Skipper; it was the other guy that caught the ball. He did report. They said Dan Skipper was the one that reported, and it was the other guy. And video showed that. Anyway, Dallas won the game. Detroit got screwed, which was neither here nor there. I mean, in the large scheme of things, they did make the playoffs. They did win the division, but maybe that one win tips the scales a bit, and maybe instead of playing this team in the playoffs, you're playing that team in the playoffs, and maybe you win that game. Who knows? Who knows what might happen? But it's not about that anyway, because that's speculative. That's coulda, shoulda, woulda. Forget about that. The fact that Brad Allen so poorly, so badly missed it, and there was no oversight saying, "Excuse me, Brad, this is Bob up here in the booth. No, you missed it. We're awarding that to Dallas. Or to Detroit. That was a touchdown. Go back and do it again." They sanctioned him, and then he comes back and he does the Packer playoff game.
Why?
He did the Packer playoff game, first game of the season. I'm sorry, playoff game against Philly last year. First play of the game. Do you remember what happened? Keyshawn Nixon ran back the kick, or grabbed the kick and started running. Do you remember what happened?
They blew him down or something when he wasn't down?
No, he was down with the ball in his hand, and then they grabbed the ball out and they called it a fumble.
Fumble.
Philly then turns it into a 7-point score. The game was 16-10 in the fourth quarter with 7.5 minutes left. Green Bay, for whatever reason, couldn't score. Philly comes back and scores 22-10 final score. Green Bay could have and should have won that game. Brad Allen had no business being on the field. No business whatsoever. Now, take it back a few weeks. Guess who was officiating the game when Green Bay lost to Detroit? Remember the Josh Jacobs play where he scores the game? Go ahead, touchdown. And they called Christian Watson for a illegal pick. When Christian Watson was running and the Detroit guy ran into him.
Yeah.
The Detroit guy, an illegal pick would have been you stop a guy from going. That's an illegal pick. Christian Watson was running a route, and they called the play back, and Green Bay, I think, ended up settling for a field goal there. This would have been the tying or go-ahead score. But that was only one play out of 6. The NFL even recognized it. The NFL said, no, those were bad calls. Brad Allen, thank you. He has no business being an NFL ref. So anyway, I'm thoroughly disgusted. And one other thing here, I was going to send it to you. I will send it to you. Something I wrote for as a response to a Peter Bukowski podcast called Locked On Packers. I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, great podcast.
Oh my God. It's a great podcast. He's so good and so insightful. I wrote, there were people that were saying Jordan Love is a second-tier quarterback. And I said, now, wait a minute. Hold your horses. He's top 10 at the very least, top 10. And I'll give you the real quick synopsis. What I said was, you look at last year. First of all, that dumpster fire of a week 1 called the game in Brazil. And they're doing it again this year. That was an awful field.
Are they doing Brazil again?
Yeah, they are. They're doing Brazil again. God. Game 1.
Must have had a contract.
I think it's Kansas City and San Diego, I think. Ouch. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I hope the field's better this time. Well, this is what injured Jordan Love and what set the Green Bay Packers schedule or season on its side for a while. He was injured for a good part of last year.
Yeah.
Yet he still was top 5 in many categories. He had the most dropped passes. That's not Jordan Love's fault.
That's not Jordan Love's fault.
No, he played injured for most of the year. And again, I mean, his fault, I don't know, injuries are injuries, but the Brazil problem was what started it all. And second of all, they lost that game by 4 points, and they could have easily won that game. They should have won the Philly game in the playoffs last year. But I'm jumping ahead. But anyway, Jordan Love's stats were decent. He had 11 interceptions. Somebody said yesterday, no, he throws a lot of picks. No, he threw 11 last year. You know how many he threw the year before? 11.
Yeah. Yeah.
when he had his great season. He had 11 picks. One of them, hi, kitty cat. One of them was in the second half. He went
Numbers that way.
18 touchdowns and 1 pick in the second half. So it's Jordan Love's going to be, he is a good quarterback. You know why?
Yeah.
Because he's cool under pressure. He is cool under pressure. By the way, 2 of the picks last year that he threw, whereas he was going down and he was trying to get rid of the ball. He didn't have enough arm strength, and that's what led to the Kirby Joseph pick. And then the other one against one was Detroit, and one was, I don't remember the other one. But anyway, Houston. They ended up winning the Houston game. But those were 2 bad picks, maybe the worst picks he could have thrown.
You can't compare him to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was just freaky accurate and threw the ball away. And
Aaron Rodgers threw 45 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. That might be the greatest year. That was one of his MVP years. That might be the greatest year anybody's ever had. Those are college numbers.
They had a
You're
stretch,
going against
the Super Bowl year. They had a stretch of, I think, is it 18 or 19 wins in a row? And that stretch is one of the greatest stretches of quarterbacking ever in the face of a bad defense. The Packers did not have a good defense.
Oh, okay. As a matter of fact, I know where you're going with this. You're right, because they were, well, okay. All right. So the Super Bowl year, meaning 2010, right?
Right. I think so.
Yeah, no, it's 2010. They won. They beat Philly in their first game in the wild card game. Then they went and beat Atlanta, destroyed them. Then they beat Chicago 21-14. That was the BJ Raji interception.
In the Windy City.
In the Windy City. That was so awesome. And then they went and beat Pittsburgh. The last game of the season, they beat Chicago to get into the playoffs. And everybody was mad at Lovie Smith saying, if you would have just beat Green Bay, we could have been in the Super Bowl. I don't know how many wins they had before that, but then they went on to go 12-0 in the next year before losing to Kansas City. They went 15-1 that year. And then they lost in the first round to who? The Giants. Yeah, it's like 38-24. It was just Eli and the Giants. It was a miserable game. It was like 0 degrees. It was miserable. And the Tom Coughlin-led Giants with Eli Manning. And then, by the way, they went on to win the Super Bowl that year.
You know, Eli never made it to a Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
he was never a Pro Bowl quarterback while playing with the Giants, and yet he was an MVP in the Super Bowl.
Yes, he was. He was the MVP in the Super Bowl, and I don't think he was the second MVP. I think that went to maybe David Tyree with the catch. I don't know. Oh no, Michael Strahan. I believe it was Michael Strahan that might have gotten the MVP. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, you're right. Isn't that something? He won 2 Super Bowls, and I'm really glad, because the whole idea who's better, Peyton or Eli, we tend to think it's Peyton, but Peyton lost 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
He lost 2 Super Bowls. So
as a whole, I think still Peyton was the better quarterback, but Eli cannot be discounted. He was good. He was cool under pressure.
Eli was phenomenal. I loved Eli Manning. I think he's great. And then they're both great spokespersons for anything, you know. So
all right.
You can watch the Packer game today. I believe it's
we'll see if it's on.
Crappage. It's on today, and I'm DJing today. Darn it.
Yeah. We'll see if it's on, where I'm going to be. If it's on, great. If not, I'm not going to worry about it.
Maybe it's a 7:00 game. I think it might be the 7:00 game tonight. I think it is.
But this is
Packer
third and
game
final
today.
week of preseason, right? This is the final week of preseason. Week off next week, and then the season actually starts. If I got that.
It's at 3 p.m. today.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's essentially a week off, but it's not really. It's only because Thursday night, September. Oh, it's a week. It is a week. It's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks off, but it's a week and a half for whoever plays on the Thursday night game. I think it's Philly.
Should be.
I think it's Philly and whoever. I don't remember, but it's going to be fun. That means I got to get my fantasy team up and running.
You got it. A couple of shout outs for this week. First off, our originally scheduled first guest today, Sarah, we will reschedule with her. She's not feeling well. So we'll have her back on hopefully mid-September to talk about Midway Village Museum and the grant writing process. For those of you involved with not-for-profits and you're looking for money, you're looking for grants, she does that as a profession and is very good at it. So she's going to give some tips on what it takes to write good grants for your not-for-profit. Want to remind everybody that this Thursday night, it's the next In Crowd 815 networking group event. We're going to be at Barnstormer Distillery. Tim and Addie have something awesome special going on down there on Route 2, just south west of the airport. Come on out, even if you can only hang out for half an hour. It's a cool place to see. Check out the distillery. Check out the future plans they have for the property. It's really cool what they're doing up there. Really impressive. So Barnstormer Distillery this Thursday night from 5:30 to 7:30. Shout out to the Mercado, Lino's Mercado. Lino's Mercado on East Riverside was the host of our Starlight banquet, end of the season banquet this year. And they just have a really cool facility over there. If you haven't been inside that yet to check it out, it's very unique.
Okay, you're talking about Lino's, the restaurant?
Lino's Mercado on East Riverside, over by Indoor Sports Center.
Okay. That is not Lino's on State. Okay, Mercado, Lino's Mercado. Okay.
Yes, got to check that place out. It's really, really cool. They've got some shops in there, and it's bigger than you think. It's a really cool bar, really cool. Obviously, Lino's food is excellent. You already know that. So check out Lino's Mercado on East Riverside when you get a chance out there by the Indoor
All right,
Sports
so
Center.
they're related. It's an extension. It's like the second location.
They've had a shipping container restaurant takeout out there for the last 2 years, I think, 2.5 years, maybe longer than that, maybe 3 years, while they've been building out this Mercado thing, and they've opened that Mercado thing up now, and it's really cool. It's very fun.
All right, that sounds cool. I will check it out.
Want to give a shout out to Nick's Wish. Cole put on this Golf for Joy event at the Beloit Club this last Monday, and in spite of the storms that took us off the course for about an hour, we had a great day of golf at Beloit Club, and kudos to them for putting, when you put on an event for the first time, is always a challenge because you don't know what you don't know. And the folks at Beloit Club and the Nick's Wish folks, including my awesome daughter-in-law, Britney, put on a great event out there at Beloit Club on Monday. So kudos to Nick's Wish for their very first ever Wisconsin Golf for Joy. I don't know the results of that. I know their goal was to raise enough money to pay for at least one wish, which these days is about $10,000. So that was the goal for the golf night. So we'll see about that. And then a shout out to Tinker Swiss Cottage Museum, to Samantha and Stephanie and Abby for putting on the Aloha Ohana Gala this past Thursday evening. Shout out to BDay DJ for providing the sound. He's all right. He's all right.
Yeah, I've heard he was just all right.
Maybe. We had some
like 1.5 stars. No, I'm kidding.
We had some hula dancers from the Chicagoland area come and provide some entertainment, and we had a speaker from Hawaii who grew up in Illinois who runs the Mission Museum there in Honolulu. He came to be our special speaker to talk about the majority of his talk, Tom, which I was curious why Robert Tinker had this affection for Hawaii and why he chose to take his honeymoon there when he got married. His father was a reverend, was a pastor and a missionary. So Robert Tinker was born in Hawaii before coming back to the States. And this mission in Hawaii was established and supported in large part because of what Robert Tinker's dad, I believe his name was Reuben Tinker, established there in Honolulu. And the Christian story behind it and the missionary work they did there was pretty inspirational to hear about. So thanks to Mike for coming out from the mission there in Honolulu to talk to us about that connection between Honolulu, Hawaii, and Rockford, Illinois. It was pretty cool. Next week is going to be the 30th. That means today's the 23rd, and that means today is my son Kenaniah's birthday. Happy birthday, Kenny, the big 3-0 today.
Wow.
Woohoo! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You are now 30 years old. Happy birthday.
And you belong in a zoo.
So, and yes, that is his real name, Kenaniah. But we all call him Kenny.
What is the origin of Kenaniah?
It's in the Bible. He was a Levite. He was a song leader.
Cool.
Yes, Petra did a great rock song about him. If you look up Petra Kenaniah, you'll hear a great song. It's
Our rock is not as theirs. When I first met my wife, she was wearing a Petra shirt, and I remember it said, "Our rock is not as theirs."
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Love it. Next week here on the podcast, we're going to be talking to wholesale payments dude, Michael Ruffcorn. He wants to swipe away your fees. He's hosting our next In-Crowd 815 networking a group for event for September. And he's going to tell us where he's doing that because he doesn't have an office. We're going to be doing it at one of his clients' restaurant locations. He'll tell us all about that next week. And the not-for-profit that he is supporting with his event is the Haven Network. We're going to have Stephanie Grimm on talking about what the Haven Network is and what they do here in the 815 area. But this week, this Thursday, is the August In-Crowd 815 networking group event. So come on out and join us for that at Barnstormer Distillery out there on Route 2, just southwest a little ways from the airport. Easy to find. There are signs that look like this out in front, so you won't miss it. All right. Just be careful when you're driving up the driveway up to Barnstormer because it's a single lane thing. There's like two different spots you can pass. But yeah, nobody goes driving fast up and down the driveway.
Yeah, watch out for chipmunks and,
and squirrels and all that other stuff.
and squirrels. That's it.
And one last time, again, team registration is now open for the next Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest coming up on November 13th with a $5,000 grand prize for the winning team's not-for-profit, courtesy of our premier sponsor, Medicare 411, our good friend Tracy Fultz out there. So hope to see you at Tabala November 13th, either playing the game or spectating the game. We'll have an announcement later as to how you can get tickets to be in the audience. And audience members will also have a chance to win some fun prizes and maybe some money as well. All right. Any last thoughts? We've gone really long today for only having one guest.
No last thoughts other than go Packers. I'll be DJing today I'll miss the entire game. I'll watch it later. I'll tape it, watch it later. I got a birthday party, a Sweet 16 birthday party, which is cool. At 3:00.
Happy Sweet 16.
So from about 3 to 6, I'll be out there DJing.
And a super thanks again to Maggie Anderson, Marketing and Recruitment Specialist for the Rock River Valley Blood Center, for being our guest today. In-Crowd 815, find us on all the socials, and we'll see you again here next week. Remember, you change the world when you help one person. So be a blessing to someone this week. If you can, donate blood. And we'll meet you back here next week.
Thinking I'm going to do it on Monday.
All righty, buddy. Have a good one.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
815 In-Crowd. 815 In-Crowd. 815 In-Crowd. 815